how do you actually iterate the ads? I have two ways. So one more thing before I dive into this topic is, for maybe your ad account has 3 to 5 entity IDs, actually pulling the ad account. If you see 3 to 5 ads that are visually different and they're pulling the ad account, maybe you have a problem that you should diversify between the entity IDs. And I'm going to go into this detail in a second. The entity IDs, why did Meta actually implement this? My theory is, you're scrolling online, you're scrolling on Instagram, you're scrolling on Facebook, you're scrolling on Instagram, and you're seeing over and over the old ad. And then you see another hook. You see like the same ad over, but it's another hook. And you're like so excited that it's another ad. Or like subconsciously you're excited for it. And then you watch the 3 seconds, and then you see the rest is again the same. So you're gonna be more raged. You're gonna be more fed up with Instagram than you've been before. If it will be the same ad, because if it's the same ad, you just skip past. But if you see the first 3 seconds is different and then it's the same ad, you're fed up, so you rage quit the app and you don't do this. So how to prevent this? Meta is actually a vendor of our time, or the vendor of our potential clients' time, and they wanted to prevent this so people don't rage quit the app. They implemented entity ID. So actually the advertisers try hard enough to make different ads variation that look visually different, because if we're scrolling online, there is a 5-year-old that is saying, is it visually looking different or not? So once you have a winner, iterate it so it performs better. I'm not denying that. But watch out that if you iterate, if you make a duplicate of the ad and you just iterate it and keep both of them, maybe it's not going to perform because the first one is still online, because it's still the same entity ID. They're in the battle of the entity ID. Yeah, don't iterate by making more versions of the same ad. Instead, iterate in dimensions, not just variation of the one ad. So what is dimensions? I go back. Dimensions is, I'm having one angle. So the angle, I have a winning angle. Let's say we stay here with this unique mechanism, the sciatica problem, the SI joint problem, what we described before. And the dimension is, I have a VSL, maybe an authority figure VSL. I make it a UGC. I put the same angle, the same ideas, but I put it in as UGC. I make it into static ads. I make it darker. I make it maybe brighter. Maybe, let's say another example, I'm selling Ozempic, or I'm selling some fat loss pills. And I see that the winning ad is 10 p.m. cravings and chips, like a snack. You're showing chips as a snack. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to make the same and maybe dark and with a chocolate. That's a different entity ID, and it's also a snack. I research that people are eating chocolate. I deny it. I research what are the Americans snacking. Maybe it's ice cream. I put ice cream next to it, or I make it an animation, but different looking one. I make it a UGC, like a lady talking about how she's snacking and she can't stop, and how then the product that we're selling helped her. Things like that. Yeah, this is how I'm iterating in dimensions. If I'm iterating the one winning ad, maybe you guys want to screenshot this. I can share the slides too. This is how I see the impact of the thing, what you're iterating. So if you're iterating the visual, also in the entity IDs, in the battle of the entity IDs, biggest impact. The visual of the hook, quite big impact. The body script, the voiceover only,